Welcome back to my shop. You know, I've been getting a lot of emails and messages via YouTube and Facebook and even text messages from friends that I haven't done a video in over a year. So I thought tonight would be a perfect time to kind of grab the camera, take you out in the shop, kind of show you around the shop what's new, what shop furniture I've built, and show you what I've been doing for the last year, really. So after that, I want to take you in the house and I want to show you some of the projects that my wife and I have been kind of working on and constructing over the last year. So as you can see, I'm standing next to the Festool Capex. I sold my DeWalt sliding compound miter saw almost 2 years ago, and I was without a miter saw for a little over a year, saving up for this gym right here, and it was absolutely worth it. I love it. Works fabulous. I've got it hooked up to the the Clearview Mini CV06, and this combination right here, I literally got hooked up last night, and it works extremely well. I've got a very short 36mm hose going into the Clearview, and with this combination, like I said, it works really well, better than I expected. Over my right shoulder, I've got the Laguna 2 horsepower dust collector hooked up to permanent ducking, which I'll show you here in a second. But I replaced my Harbor Freight 2 horsepower dust collector about 3 or 4 months ago. And the reason why I did that, it was a very good dust collector to get you started. It just took me forever to empty it out. The way I had it constructed, I had it in a different area. If you've been following my YouTube channel, I moved the new dust collector towards the garage door. My old one was over there. So let me take you around the shop and kind of show you what I've been doing over the last year. So I'm up here in the front of my shop, which is near the garage doors, and this is where I wanted to house my new dust collection. My old unit didn't allow me to bring it up here just because of the ergonomics of the old one. One of the reasons why I chose the Laguna 2 horsepower motor was because of the ergonomics. You've got a 6-inch hose coming out right here, closest to the wall on the left side. You've got your on-off switch right here, facing that way of the shop. So if I'm over here working on something, I can turn it off, turn it on real quick. It also came with a remote, which is really cool. So with this unit, I'm able to empty the cartridge pretty quick. With my other unit, it literally took me 15 to 20 minutes. I had to move my table saw, I had to move my little cart with all my accessories to my table saw. It was just a pain in the butt. So that's one of the main reasons why. And also, I wanted to hook up permanent ducking with it, and I knew I needed a 220 a unit that packed a punch that had a high CFM volume rating. So overall, I'm really pleased with this unit. Now I've got it, fine-tuned. It's working really well. So I've got a 6-inch flex hose coming out of here, hooked up into Norfab ducking. This is how I empty it out real quick, pull it out, and I'm able to get to the bucket. It's pretty easy. Same thing, put it up like this, and you attach it down. So this is a project that I'm currently working on, and it's my miter saw station that I've literally been talking about for 3 or 4 years now. It's just a place that I'm going to house my MIDI that goes to my Capex. I'm going to have my air compressor in here, as you can see. I'll make some drawers like right here where you pull out, have my brad nail, all my nails and stuff. I have 2 drawers right here for I don't know what yet, but I'm going to house those. They're going to have doors on all 3 compartments here, another 1 drawer over here. Let me take you inside the miter saw station and kind of show you how this Clearview is working. All I've got is a 2.5-inch hose, I think, little flex hose, going through the top, going to the bottom of the drawer into the 5-gallon bucket. I've actually squished this bucket, so I ordered a metal 5-gallon bucket off Amazon, but it's pretty easy. You think, well, how do you get it out? You got to pop off the bucket in there. Well, that's really hard to do. So what I incorporated is this little attachment, goes like that, and it's easy to come out. So it's real easy to put in, it's real easy to take out. Once you get it out, you pop off the lid, empty it, and you can put it back in. I can just pick this up with the flex hose, slide it back, and just put it in the hole, and it's good to go. Just like that. So I'm going to incorporate like a little shelf here with the drawer to house the bags for the vacuum. So I'm behind my table saw right now, and I wanted to show you my setup with my permanent ducking. I've got 4-inch main lines coming off the wall, coming down, and then it's going at 90 all the way over to my table saw. I've only got like a 18-inch flex hose, so I try to eliminate as much flex hose as possible. Where I did use flex hose is on 2 blast gates throughout the shop with this Rockler Dust Right hose that expands to like 21 feet and shrinks down to 3 or 4 feet. So I've got 2 of these in the shop, and they're mainly to hook up to my sanding cart, to my drum sander, to my router that aren't permanent tools in the shop, and my tools that are on casters. So I'm over here where my old dust collection used to sit, and it was an empty spot, and I thought it would be a good place to make like kind of a sanding cart on casters where I can take out, hook up to my dust collection, and use my sanders. I've had this rigid oscillating spindle sander for a couple of years. It used to be on my flip cart that I made. Picked up this, I think, about a year ago from Woodcraft. It's the Wood River brand. Works really well for radiuses. So I've got 1 drawer on this side, and then below that I've got a cabinet, and I house my finishing stuff in there, like my Earlex 5500 and odds and ends. I don't use that much, but it's a place and it's home for it. So let me take you to the back of the shop and show you kind of the stuff that I've done in the back of the shop over the last year. So across from my jointer planer, I've got my Laguna bandsaw. I've had this for a couple years now. Awesome machine, but this is my permanent location. If I'm doing big stock lumber, I will move it out in front of the shop, and I've got it permanently hooked up to this blast gate right here coming off the ceiling, but I've got enough hose on it where I can move it around to the front, and if that's not long enough, I can unhook it and I can attach this long extension dust right hose from Rockler. So that's kind of my setup across from my jointer. So on this wall, I've got one of my drops from my permanent ducking. One of them is going over to my bandsaw that's always there. The other one is an option for my router, for my drum sander, for my sanding carts. Those tools that are on casters, and I can move them around the shop. I've got a little paper towel holder thing that I made out of scraps. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of my scraps. Up here I've got my Craig pocket hole jig. That's the new K5 that I bought. Sold my old one on Craigslist. I had the one where my clamp was on this side. Doing large sheet goods with the clamp on that side is not easy. So I got like 90% of my money out of it. I bought the K5. This is up here on a cleat system. Works out really well. So we're standing in the middle of my shop next to my 12-inch jointer planer combo machine. And I opted to go with the helical head versus a straight knife. A lot of reviews out there said it was beneficial and worth the extra money. It is. It's reduced my sanding by almost a quarter, maybe even a half, from my old machine, which is a rigid jointer, straight knife, and the knives are dull. So imagine that. Above that, I've got just a adjustable shelves cabinet that I built entirely out of scrap, which I'm really proud of because it cost me like $14, and I got rid of some scrap, so it was a win-win there. I've got all my main machines hooked up to the Norfab ducking. I come over here, open the blast gate, turn on the dust collection with my remote, fire my machine, and I'm off. No more, like I said, unplugging and plugging in dust collection, which is really nice. So towards the back of my shop, I've kind of got this clamp wall established over the last couple of years. This is my new clamp rack, just built it a couple weeks ago. Kind of got it from William Nang, just basically a bar and some 2x4s. I picked up these Bessie clamps on Black Friday. They were in a set of 4 for like $19, so I got about, 5 or 6 sets of those. They work really well. I've already used them, and I've never owned any F-style clamps before, so really like them so far. So I finally filled up my clamp rack for my Jet Parallels, and acquired these 60s on a sale, and I got these 12-inch on a sale recently on Black Friday. If you're not aware, Jet runs a 50% off on accessories and clamps about every Black Friday. So I've acquired these over the last couple of years, and although they aren't the best parallel clamps on the market for 50% off, you can't go wrong. They are kind of finicky when you are trying to use them. So when I was designing my miter saw station, I wanted to incorporate the Clearview Mini. In doing so, I had to chop up my 36mm hose that came with my vac. So what I did is I went out and ordered the longest Festool 36mm hose they offer, which is I think about 16 feet. And that's an extra hose for me to have down near my miter saw station, my assembly table for my track saw, my domino and sanding, so forth and so on. So I did chop up the old 36 millimeter hose for the Clearview, and in doing so I have about 5 feet of hose left over. I went out and got all the fittings I needed, and basically now I have the 50 millimeter hose coming off the boom. I've got 36 millimeter coming into the boom, and then off the very end of the boom, I've got the 26 millimeter hose, and now I've got an extra 5 feet around my MFT table, which I really like. So we're looking at the back wall of my shop right here, and the first thing you'll probably notice is my drill press has got a new home. This used to be towards the front of my garage, and that's where now my dust collection is. You'll also notice the 2 wall cabinets, the color compared to the base cabinets, because I finally put a coat of polyurethane on them. The base cabinets is a new addition to the shop. I finally got rid of my 2x4 workbench that just kept piling on crap on top of crap, and these really help my organization here in the shop. Those 2 drawers right there, they're going to house all my hand tools and pliers and whatnot. I got Kaizen foam in there that I'm going to cut out eventually. I haven't done it yet, and inside those drawers I've got drawers inside of drawers, which is pretty cool. So over here I've got 5 drawers that house like fasteners and odds and ends, and I've got these cool little bins off Amazon that keep me organized. But overall, I'm real happy with this back wall and how it turned out. Right here in the middle, I'm going to incorporate like a kind of like a wall tool area where I can put my screwdrivers and saws and planes and whatnot. So, but that's pretty much it for the back. So I picked up this Excalibur scroll saw to do a project. My buddy was getting married, and a couple years ago I showed him a picture of an LSU cutting board that had inlay with purple heart and yellow heart, and I told him I'd make him one. So I thought the perfect time would be to make it for a wedding gift. So I picked this up and used that. So I've actually, now that I own it, I use it a lot more than I thought I would. So for little like scroll saw work, or even stuff that you can use a jigsaw, man, I turn this baby on and knock it out pretty quick. So I'm really looking forward to the things I can create with this scroll saw. So that's pretty much it for what I've done in the shop over the last year, as far as tools that I've acquired and shop furniture. So let me take you in the house and kind of show you some of the projects that we worked on.